Good day, Ruskin Jaws. Hope you're alright, because it's time to still keep talking about post-Christmas 2026. It is, of course, the best time to sell your Ruskins. So, I of course uploaded this video just a good few days ago. I basically talked about the ever so lovely time that is post-Christmas. Now, over the course of the next week or two, I'll still keep yapping about post-Christmas 2026. Right now, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And, well, I've still been selling my Ruskins. Have you as well? In this video, I've talked about in the past how typically we have a lot of people playing Rust. And of course, with the January 4 swipe, it's expected to potentially be even better. And all the way up to about halfway through January, oh, we should see these prices improve ever so nicely, ever so gradually, a little bit more, perhaps, we shall see. But ever since October, you might recall a lot of prices did drop off real bad around October time. But since then, oh, they've been climbing, rising, and now it is potentially the best time to sell. So, have you got started? Let's just quickly switch from over to here. Oh, there you go. I showcased this account, didn't I? And, well, just a few days ago, on December 26, I only had about £200 on my account. That was equal to about $250. Well, right now, it's got $1,353, and, well, that's got to be around $1,700, $1,800, around that. But I actually had more funds earlier. I've actually started buying some things. Because, of course, eventually you get this issue. Oh, no, what happened here? Well, you can only sell so much. You can only have so much funds on your account, so you will have to start considering buying some things. And, of course, in this video, I'll introduce you to some ideas. Right, so, get a good look at this. I've been making some exquisite sales. I've been making some sweet, delicious profit. Oh, yes, indeed I have. And all I had to do is wait until now. Boom. Tons of profit. No complaints. I've even started trading over to other accounts. So let's just quickly switch over to here. Earlier today, this account only had about £20, equal to about $25. As you can see right now, if you consider the pending money as well, I've got about $200 worth now. Added up, that would be about £150. And yeah, just been making some sales. All is good. I'm happy. So yeah, every now and then, you just got to check all your listings. Perhaps some of them might be listed a little bit too high, but just leave it for a few hours, all right? Remember, I'm only listing up to 5 instances, and after a few hours, if it's still too high, just remove it, relist it at a slightly lower price. Chances are you'll then sell it, all right? So just be patient. Enjoy the rising prices. Ride the wave of momentum. Don't unload all of your stock because you'll just basically kill all momentum, and you don't want that to happen, do you? No. So that's working out quite nicely. Over to here on this account, yep. This is one of the accounts that can actually do buy orders. This was the account that I bought 200 Gingerbread sheet metal double doors on. Well, it's got all its money back, basically. It can still do some more sales, and, well, I'll put some effort into that, don't you worry. But yeah, this is also another account that's been doing very, very nicely. So what we'll do now is switch back over to here to the main account. Let's now go ahead and start yapping about the progress that we've had. So, of course, we started around halfway through November. It's been about, what, 6 weeks? Initially, my main account only had £139. And it was gaining some funds. I was selling some Christmas skins here and there. But then it drops off. And, well, why did it drop off? Because we got some really cool-looking skins and somewhat recent Rust stores. So, all right, cool. I had to still spend some money here and there. But gradually, each week that passes, I have been rising and rising. But just these past 3 days, the main account, it's gained about $1,500, $1,500 to $2,000. So yeah, I had to start making some purchases. So earlier today, I had 1,600 plus, but I've spent about $500 worth on TF2 Paint. So of course, I've said this many times in the past. If you've played Team Fortress 2 before, I'm sure you're fully well aware of the 50% discount. If you actually load up TF2, you'll then see that the black paint, the white paint, the lime paint, and the pink paint, they're all 50% off, and they do tend to rise up in price quite nicely. Now, this past year, they haven't really gone up in price that much, but they've gone up in price enough to the point where if you sold them, you'd have got all your funds back, no issue. So as you can see here, $2.70, and if you look at sales history, you'll see for yourself, this past year, it didn't really go up that much, but still better than what you paid for. So, all right, cool. It seems maybe consider selling around like the summertime is probably the best option. You would have got a fair bit more funds, but it is a reliable option. There's still a lot of people that play TF2. Apparently they're getting more man versus machine events next year, so it's still alive. People still appreciate it, so I'm sure you get the point. I'm sure you get the understanding. So, all right, cool. So, pink as hell, lime, lacquer whey, which is white, and the black one. I can't remember all the names, I'm sorry. But they are reliable options. So, yeah. What was the actual black paint called? Type in whey and you'll probably find that we have... There you go, that's it. So what was the white one called? Good job, Hedge. You're doing a very good job of this, but the point I'm still trying to point out is that you can just search for tool, you'll be able to find this. If you actually have TF2 downloaded, just hop into the store, you can buy them through there, you get the idea. So just to showcase this, yep, in the past it's risen up many times in the past, but like, because people are so fully well aware that it'll rise back up again, yeah, it will return into rust stores. People keep buying tons of it, and with each year that passes, does it go as high anymore, unfortunately. But this past year, pretty much the same, but it's around the summertime where it's the best time to sell. Again, it might not rise by that much, but it is reliable, and you will get your funds back with a fair bit more. So if you're just trying to buy some things so that you can get your funds back again in the future, definitely a reliable option. So TF2 Paint, do consider that. Now, another option, and it's definitely more of an investment. Are you aware that S&box is supposed to release around Easter time next year? So if we just go over to here, type in S&box release, I'm sure we'll see the Steam page as well. Yep, you've got the actual website there. The first quarter of 2026. So you've played Gary's Mod, haven't you? I'm sure you've seen Roblox. That's basically what S&box is. Or rather, this is Gary's Mod version 2. Gary's Mod was source 1. Well, S&box is source 2. If this gets at least like 10% of the success that, well, you know, Roblox has had, this will be incredibly successful, all right? With that, perhaps, maybe you'll see all the cosmetics in it potentially rise up in value ever so nicely. Could this become one of the next big economies on the Steam market? Well, let me just go showcase something to you. Ruskin enjoyers, are you aware on SCMM, if you go to the top left, do you see how you got like some games you can select? Now, by default, you'll just see it's Rust. But if you were to select this and hover over to S&box, oh, well, what's going to happen? Well, what you'll then see is the current lineup of all the skins that are available in the S&box store. It will not surprise me in the slightest that we end up with like an online store like we have with the Rust store. Now, as I've said, if it just gets like a percentage of the success that Roblox has had, I just can't help but assume that all of these will rise up in value ever so nicely. Now, we don't know if some of these skins will ever be brought back. Can confirm to you, the reindeer Christmas set that you see right here, that will never be brought back ever again. And, well, we've kind of learned from this because in the past, last year, we had a certain Santa set, a very special Christmas set that was only available up until the 1st of January 2025, so all of December 2024. You could have bought that for like, I think the full set was around $10. Well, now all the pieces combined, oh my, if you were to add up these current prices right now, you're probably going to have to spend about $150. Oh, well, there you go. That's also a nice consideration. Now, of course, in the description of this video, scroll down, I will get this, right? I'll get the SCMM link. I'll get the Steam Market, section linked so that you can see all these skins for yourselves. And you can go ahead and start looking around. But honestly, the reindeer set, probably the best option because we know for a fact that is not going to get brought back. They have said so. It's expected that will be the case. And of course, with all the limited time sets we've seen throughout the past year of 2025, those skins have not been brought back. And they very likely could be very rare if S&box does succeed. Can confirm, last year I did make a big fuss about S&box skins. Like, I bought both of these tattoos. I've sold both of them. I made about $200 worth of profit. It's essentially paid off all the skins I bought since then. Or rather, in the initial batch, I'll be a little bit more precise. Oh, okay, cool. You get the idea. Definitely a nice thing to consider. And hey, it's still face punch. So that's pretty cool. Nice. Now, if you want to be a little bit more aware of S&box skins and whatnot, I have another link for you. they are being very straightforward with everybody in regards to what's getting bought a lot. So if you could just scroll over to here. Oh, wow. In the past 7 days, I can confirm to you 1,400, 1,500, 1,900 sales have happened for the head, the top, and the trousers for the reindeer set. Now, just to be a little bit more precise, let's go to the past 30 days. Oh, there you go. Only about 4,500. Huh. Ruskins sell so much more in a week. Well, there you go. It's definitely a consideration, isn't it? So you can even see the all-time sales. You can find out what skins sold the least. I mean, it's nice and interesting. But then again, that's all the skins in the current batch. If you like look around, if you go to like finance, you can even see what's getting like all the funds. Because of course the skins, all the sales from the skins, go ahead and finance the people that are making games in S&box. It's an interesting cycle. So, all right, cool. So as long as interesting games are constantly being made, people are going to still want to keep buying the skins. Cool. So, all right, we'll see how that progresses. And of course, I'll link this in the description as well so you can see it for yourselves. So, what else is there to talk about then, Hedge? Well, of course, you could look around and make considerations for like buying things, or rather buying Ruskins, if you're hoping to just save some funds for the future. But not everything works out perfectly fine. So let's just get a quick look at the Chinese lantern. Let's just quickly remind you that Lunar New Year 2026 is happening like halfway through February. I think it's like February 17, 2026, and we will see how it goes. In the past, this has risen up very nicely, but so far at the moment, it's only sitting here at about $3. Now, it was a $2.49 item, but it gets brought back every single Lunar New Year. Has it been a reliable option? It sure has in previous instances, but as you can see right here, you could probably move up a little bit more, and perhaps maybe in the first week of January that'll happen. We'll see how it goes, but I can confirm to you last year it was like the 11th of January where it peaked, so keep an eye on that. Like, look at it just before. This is like the end of December here, so all right, we'll keep an eye on you. We'll keep an eye on you. It was brought up when I did an extra stream on the 28th, so yeah, keeping an eye on you. But it is reliable, but it will be brought back again around February time. And of course, don't forget, for February Force Wipe 2026, we are anticipating the Naval update. We'll see how that goes. Oh, yes. But in regards to like other things to consider investing into, mummy wraps is also a perfectly fine option. But you definitely should have bought these when they're in the Halloween rush stores. However, for now, they very likely will still be peaking up in price around the summertime of 2026. Let's just quickly remind you, this routinely goes up in price a lot every single summer. At the moment, it's $8, but around the summertime, it very likely will be peaking back up to about $11 to $12. Now, if that doesn't sound very reliable to you, okay, there's probably some other options out there. I wouldn't rule that out, but just to remind you, look at this. So, the summer of 2024, this goes all the way up to about $11. And of course, the summer of 2025, around August time, goes all the way up to about $11. If you don't consider it a perfectly fine option, that's fine. You can look around for other things. You could just put down a good buy order. No one's doing like a serious buy order around $7. Try it out. It's a consideration. So, all right. Last year, I bought 100, no, actually 2 years ago, I bought 100 mummy wraps. I sold all of them for like $4 or $5 profit. I was happy. Yes, I was. Now, if you missed out on some of the recent Christmas skins, I'm talking more specifically North Star, Gingerbread, Sheet Metal Double Door, why not just go back and buy a bunch of them? You know? If you're expecting it to work out quite nicely in the future, it's definitely a consideration. But where is the Gingerbread Sheet Metal Double Door? I don't see it. Let's hop back over to Rust on the SCMM site. So let's go do just that. Or rather, I can just click this. Ta-da! rust.scmm.app/store/ the blinding light. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Back over to the previous week. Let's see how they're currently holding up. All the skins here are doing a pretty decent job. Some of them are starting to drop off. And again, give it another week or two. Inevitably, it's expected all of it will drop off. Aside from the pay-to-win skins, perhaps. But yes, as you'll see over to here, only 87 listings, 72 sales in the past 24 hours. Honestly, it's very thin. And if you feel just as like confident that this will work out all right in the future, especially considering, I mean, what's the price of the Bombshell Sheet Metal Double Door at the moment? Remember, Bombshell has less visibility with its transparency. So let's just go ahead and look at you. And right now, have you got back up in price? No, you got back up to $12, haven't you? Yeah, yes it has. It recovered. This took a while to get to that point. But yeah, that has basically stayed the same price for a very long time. And if that's sitting there, with less visibility, with like less vision with the transparency, surely in the future that'll work out quite all right. So what do you think? It's an option. Yeah, it only recently just came out. Probably couldn't hurt to pick up a few more. Could it end up doubling in price, tripling in price, quadrupling in price? Could it end up matching up to the Bombshell sheet metal double door? We will see, all right? If you feel confident that it definitely has a very nice future ahead of it, well, this price right now might seem a little bit too low. So, yeah, if you're looking for long-term options, it's definitely a consideration. So we just kind of walked through a whole bunch of things in regards to options and all that. But what else could you consider? Well, it starts to get a bit tricky from there. If you're aware of like Easter, if you're aware of like, well, Halloween, and then of course next year's Christmas, there's obviously some options you could look around for, but chances are everybody's already made a move and all that. Sorry to say. So if you're like fairly knowledgeable of Counter-Strike, if you're fairly knowledgeable of other games like TF2, look for like discounted collections and all that. I'm a guy who's invested into like cases and gloves and whatnot the past in Counter-Strike. That worked out all right, but to talk about all of that, that'll take forever. I'll just give you a very general gist in regards to what's happened very recently. It turns out all the rare cases in Counter-Strike have effectively become like discontinued. They don't drop anymore. As time goes on, it's expected that those rare cases will slowly just keep rising up in value more and more and more. Now, some of you might be a little bit more like knowledgeable of the recent situation. If I've said anything incorrect, feel free to comment below. And if you're new to this, feel free to look below, because of course some people might clarify certain things. But as far as I'm aware, those older, rarer cases no longer drop, and they are very limited now in how much they have available. And glove case is a perfect example with that. So right now, $27, but it's still kind of trending downwards. But then again, that's like the past month. Oh well, that's a really big climb. Whoa. Well then, we'll see how things turn out in the future. One final thing to mention. What about all those naval themed skins? So if I typed in like boats and whatnot, so we got the boathouse store right there. They had a bit of a buyout in the lead up to the expected, well, release of the Naval update. Still holding up quite strong. There's the boaty design. So remember, is that a sheet metal double door? So boaty, let's remind myself. Shippy is the name, you fool. Sorry about that, I forgot. So, all right, yeah, you got the Shippy and Friends set. They're not doing very well at the moment. Perhaps we'll see improvement as time goes on. We shall see. What else we got? Pirate set. Although this has already gone up in price recently. It's always doing very nicely. It's always doing like quite reliable numbers. It's not got that much quantity anymore, which is quite a surprise. So, all right then, keep an eye out for that. Is it expected to drop off around Easter time? Yes. But is it expected to potentially rise up ever so nicely just before Easter with the February Force Wipe update, with the Naval update? Pending it doesn't get delayed again. We shall see, all right? It's definitely another consideration. But further on, in the further long-term future, I can't help but assume these prices will just slowly keep improving regardless, all right? All right, then. So definitely considerations. But now let's just talk about some recent things in regards to like the player count. Boom. Let's just refresh. So, average player count has been cruising upwards ever so nicely, but it still doesn't match up to what we saw last year. Are we doomed? No, not really. But are we expected to surpass the peak player count we saw for January 2025? I don't think that's going to happen. However, if we're close, we're still doing very, very, very good, all right? If we surpass it, I'd be incredibly surprised. But hey, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If we do not match up perfectly with January 2025's average player count for the month, it's not the end of the world. I'm very curious to see what February 2026 is going to be, though. If that's got the big, fat, meaty update with all the brand new content and whatnot, all right, we'll see what happens there. But how long would this post-Christmas momentum last for? In the previous video, I did talk about there being the possibility that it might go on until February. It has happened before, but that happened like 4 years ago. Not sure what's going to happen next, but I'm certainly looking forward to talking about it. Sorry about that, but of course I'm going to yap about it, talk about it. So, all right, cool. We'll see how it goes. So, throughout this whole video, basically, we've been yapping about things you could invest into and whatnot. But honestly, do keep an eye out for these S&box Skins. Remember, it's these 3 that should be limited. I do believe Telecom and Conspiracist Helmet is a monthly limited skin. We'll see what happens with the rest of all of that, but these 3 in particular are definitely the considerations, all right? And again, don't forget that website that points out all the sales that have happened over the past month and whatnot. So, cool. So, that's a wrap in regards to yapping about, like, the current situation. Christmas skins, we'll see what week 2 is going to be like, but remember, all of these are expected to drop off. Bar means if you bought one for yourself because you liked it, that's fine. But we do have the January 4 Swipe Rush Store for January 1st, 2026. Now, what has been submitted recently, it's a lot of space-themed skins. Now, of course, tomorrow I will be uploading the Rust Workshop Skin Checks video, but we have seen some pretty wacky, pretty silly-looking collection continuations. We have seen a lot of combat knives. Just like to confirm to you, combat knife is the focused item of the month for January 2026. I still don't know what the brand new Skinnable is, though. Perhaps we'll find out over the course of next weekend. We shall see. Oh, look at that. Blackout tactical gloves. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So, will tactical gloves now become like a regular sort of skin submission? Will it be a regular thing that we'll see, still keep seeing in Rust stores? We shall see. Whatever the next Rust store is, of course, that could also be a very nice thing to consider investing into. Let's say we saw blackout tactical gloves. By default, yeah, I wouldn't say no to that. I think that would be a perfectly fine thing to just go buy a bunch of. However, will they initially drop down in value, perhaps? It wouldn't surprise me. But it might end up like the blackout, recent blackout burlap. Do you remember that? Sold like 55,000 subscribers each. There you go, blackout burlap shirt and pants. As time went on, though, because they were in demand and because people did actually want them, they did recover. And right now, I can confirm blackout burlap pants $3+ and blackout burlap shirt that is now sitting there just under $2. Yeah, both of them sold for 99 cents each. It took a while, but the demand was there. Now that's all hypothetical. If we do see potentially some blackout tactical gloves, just saying. But it was nice to just point out that even though very in-demand skins have sold absurd numbers in the past, clearly, as you can see, so as long as the demand stays, the prices will gradually go up in price. So, alright. Look at that, though. That certainly is quite nice. Oh, yes, indeed. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything that needs to be addressed. If you have any issues or questions, feel free to comment below. I'll try and address them in the next video where I yap about the current situation and the current Steam market. But that'll be in the next video. That'll probably be me glossing over everything as of January 1st to January 2nd. I plan to do a nice review of post-Christmas every 3 days. And best of luck to you in your investments, and best of luck to you selling your skins. Over the course of me yapping here, I have noticed I've been selling a decent amount. Oh, yes, indeed. And at some point, I will have to go ahead and look at all the skins that I bought over the past year in all of 2025 and consider just yapping about them. Like, did that work out? Did this work out? And as you'll notice, with my Steam inventory helper extension, it does point out what skins have been beaten in terms of, oh, well, someone else listed below your price, and, well, you're going to have to consider relisting yours there. So things like that, it definitely helps out. Just makes it a lot more clearer into realising, oh, well, okay, perhaps it's probably a good idea just to remove all the skins and relist them all again. It's a bit of a routine. It's a bit of work, but come on now. You're trying to get all these funds. I'm certainly not complaining, and perhaps I should probably start considering buying some games. I think the discounts end this Thursday. So if you've made some some sweet, delicious profit, maybe start looking around some games, because, of course, eventually you will get to this point here. So, yeah, for your consideration. And honestly, if you have far too much funds, maybe it's not too bad of an idea to start getting some extra accounts on Steam. Totally up to you, but you probably might need it. Otherwise, you will have to start buying a bunch of things. So, yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. I've got plenty of skins I still need to get through. And, of course, I still need to get some more sales done and whatnot. Like, over to here, how many sales happened since I've been yapping? No, not yet. But over to here on this account, what about you? Have we seen another sale? Oh, yes, we have. We've seen a few. Interesting. Can I get a good look? Come on, show me. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. Make sure you sell at a reasonable pace. Try and avoid listing more than 5, but don't feel like you have to desperately sell as much as you can, all right? In some instances, you might have a bit of a hunch and think, you know what? Maybe I don't want to sell my comics boots right now. Perhaps in the future, maybe we could see like a collection, a continuation or something. It's for your consideration, right? You don't have to sell, but it probably would be a very nice time to sell. Again, for most of these skins, it is expected around Easter time, around March and April time, that we're going to see these prices drop off again. So you quite literally could sell your skins now, wait a bit, buy your skins again, you still have a decent bit of profit. Totally up to you though. All right then. So that was quite a lot of yapping, but I hope I got a decent point across to all of you, and I hope you got some good ideas in regards to potential things you might want to buy. At the end of the day, you could just end up spending a whole bunch on Steam and buy a bunch of games. That's a totally viable option. Or try and be that very nice friend and start gifting some some games away. You could gift some skins if you want to, but games are also cool. So totally up to you. And with that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck to you and your sales, and hopefully we all will be a whole lot happier. I've just made another sale. Oh, what was it? What was it? What was it? Black Diamond Thompson, yippee! Right, so best of luck. Catch you later. See you, goodbye. Oh, one final thing I forgot to mention. If you haven't already, please consider watching this. We're trying to figure out what is the Ruskin of the Year for 2025. If you haven't yet done so, consider voting. The link is right there. But just remember this, all right? When you take part in this, if you're a streamer or if you're concerned, you will need to have a Gmail account. And of course, when you switch over to this form, you'll see for yourself it will put it on display. So if you don't want that to be seen, I'm just quickly giving you a heads up, all right? I mean, you could just quickly scroll down and, oh, look, now nobody can see that. So totally up to you. But yep, what do you think is the Ruskin of the Year? You can only vote once, and these are the 8 finalists. Mr. Chick Rock, Heatseeker MP5, Heatseeker SAR, Undersalt Tier 3 Armor, Mystic Tree Garage Door, Olympus Revolver, Cedar Type Firearms Large Box, and Temple Tier 3 Armor. If you consider watching that video, it'll showcase all the skins one more time, and yeah, we'll find out. And so with that, thank you once again. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.